We got him.
Our long national nightmare is over. I'm back from vacation.
It's true. That was nice. That was nice. It's harder for me to plan things out and not just right off of you.
Yeah, so first of all, how was your weekend? How was your weekend betting?
It wasn't great.
You didn't ride with Hank on all the X Games props?
Yeah, and I think him and Kale are overplaying how well those were. Because, I take everything. I take everything. So it was fine. The worst problem was we set Friday night up to be an MPJ night. Didn't work out. Bit of a downward slope from there. And then Saturday was the rear non-Miko shot night, which is great for you. You're right. Hoping that hits when you're on vacation.
No.
Of course,
I'm for the people.
It's a probability game, Ryan.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it only misses once in a while if you're not there.
Right.
But also, I finally get back last night from being in the literal desert. And what I mean by that is
betting-wise.
Yes. Yeah. A dried up state with no betting allowed. I land on the plane and I'm like, time to get in on some Jokic props.
Yeah.
And then the game gets canceled. So I've been starved from action.
I know. The good people at DraftKings Sportsbook luckily refunded us for everything on that game. That was nice. We had a juicy college basketball parlay. Teams like Loyola Marymount, Chicago, Drake, of course, cover big. But then stupid Texas Tech, my pick, squandered our parlay, if you will. So that was a shame.
Okay, so we have a really exciting show here today because we're going to have on DraftKings head of Sportsbook, Johnny Avello, to talk all things Super Bowl, some questions that we've had on the show.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really exciting once we have him on. So just a few minutes from now, we're going to have him on. Before then, I want to give you guys an update. We're making a little bit of a change to the way we do things on the show.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys have reached out and said, hey, the podcast side of things gets posted so late that sometimes I miss out on great picks, and we totally understand and sympathize with that. So we're going to now have two shows. In midday, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, you'll see the podcast posted, which is just going to be quick hitter.
Yeah.
We're going to come on. We're going to give you our picks. We're going to give you why briefly, and then say, hey, we're going to talk more about this on the show tonight. Yeah. So that way, if you can't catch us live, you don't have a chance to see the archived video on YouTube, then you get the show, you get the action, you go in. Yeah. Or you can check out the podcast, then come listen to us justify, come up with our dumb, parlays, and have a little bit more fun with it on the live side of things. You can catch both. You could just do the live. But we wanted to give you guys more options. So starting tomorrow afternoon, you will see in your podcast feeds the Quick Hitter podcast.
Pretty exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, and Austin's in the comments asking, Dre, that hit for you. So I'm really happy for you, Austin. Hank was saying the same thing. It was a classic. We talked about doing the old sweetheart 7-point tease. Get off the show. I forgot that's what the plan was. So I just took it straight up.
You're known for forgetting to take your own stuff.
Shame on me. Yeah, I know. But I take everyone else's, and it can be very upsetting. I will take this call and this advice, however.
Yes, I think we officially have our guest here. So we'll bring on DraftKings head of Sportsbook, Johnny Avello, here in just a second. I think we're getting set up in the background, so we won't go quite too fast. But I have a lot of questions, Dre. We've been looking forward to this, talking about this, getting ready for this for a while here.
I mean, so much to ask.
Sometimes you wonder, how many questions can we ask? Because we've been sitting here with so many for so long.
Yeah.
And of course, we got a lot of Super Bowl stuff to talk about.
Honestly, we're frankly not worthy.
I would agree.
Such a guest. It's I almost smell the cheese here.
Let me backtrack with you a little bit. Are you a big Super Bowl props guy like in years past?
Yeah.
I
like to talk about them. I like to bet on them. I like to follow them. If I'm at a party, we're timing anthems. We're, everyone be quiet. The coin tosses come in. Fun stuff. I'm a gregarious guy.
You want in on the coin toss?
Everything.
The Gatorade color, all that?
Everything.
DraftKings this year has Fat Man touchdown. Does that interest you?
Yes, it does. I love a good Fat Man touchdown. Everyone does.
All right, Allie, do we have our guest? Okay. Well, we will wait until we have our guest here in just a second. What else? What else do we have to talk about? I know we have a 50% college basketball parlay boost tonight.
Yeah, we had, we've had boosts left and right, Ryan. We've had boosts left and right. I hope everyone's been getting in on their mystery box boost 10 days prior to the Super Bowl. Every single day we get to hit those up, really dig in deep. I've got a nice first touchdown. I've got first scorer. I can't even keep track of them all. I was trying to get into my email to track everything. And yeah, it's almost hard to keep track. And
there's our guy. Now we have him. Excited to bring on DraftKings head of Sportsbook, Johnny Avello. Johnny, great to have you, man.
Thanks.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, there you are. We got you loud and clear.
Perfect.
All right. Well, we just wanted to start with you with a little description of what you do on a daily basis for DraftKings Sportsbook.
A little bit everything. Involved with the trading team, for setting prices on things. Get in some specialty odds, whether it be cornhole odds or eating, which we're doing this weekend, Major League Eating.
Nice.
Do some Oscar odds, help with propositions, help find new players for the network, help go out and find new states that may be interested in coming on board. I have a good network of players that I bring on board, working on some horse racing. I can go on and on, guys. It just never ends.
Well, that's what we love. I mean, we want to talk to the man, the myth, the legend. We are on this app constantly. We're talking about it constantly on the show amongst each other, among our peers. So we're just interested to get in your head on how you guys set odds, set bets, specifically for stuff, in Denver. Ryan covers the Broncos. We're really excited about the Deshaun Watson specials you guys have. And for things like that, or like NBA awards or MVPs, what goes into calculating those, and how much are you having to divide up, like what the action is, what the money is telling you have to do to adjust the odds, and what you guys are hearing on the back end of where to move the odds?
Yeah, those two things you mentioned are two different. There's different ways to price those type of bets. The first is the MVP of the league, say. Yeah. Well, we take everybody and we put them in order of who we believe is the best and to who's the least likely to win. And then we associate odds with that. A lot of that's done on our research, who's been good in the past, who's improved, who had a great season last year, who's probably going to continue to have great seasons. Whereas the other thing that we spoke of is, where's Deshaun Watson going?
Yeah.
That's just about keeping your ears and eyes open. Initially, you have a feel of where you might go, but no one knows for sure. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure that we know that information before someone else knows it, if we have betting offered on it.
So that's similar to the job of a journalist, right? In terms of keeping your ears out, seeing if you can get some inside information before it's available to the public.
Exactly right. Especially when it's already up and bettable. That's when you can get burned, right? How would you like to have a bet on, the NFC championship game last week? How would you like to make a bet on that today?
Right, exactly. we're so interested in like the new stuff that's coming in this new age of sports gambling. I'm curious, a little bit of a two-parter here. One, what do you hear most from fans that they want to be able to bet on? And two, what do you think is coming in the future of sports gambling, especially as it becomes more available nationwide?
Well, what I hear from bettors is they like the core sports, but they also really appreciated what we did during the pandemic. We did lose March Madness, and we did lose NBA and NBA playoffs when they were initially supposed to go, and NHL as well. We did lose the start of baseball. Some of golf was already underway, and we lost that for a period of time. So we dug around for content. We found table tennis, we found darts, we found simulating NASCAR races. So we dug, and the players really appreciated that. So we kept all those things on board. But what I've learned is that the base out there that bet sports is looking for new content, and there's people out there that like to bet things that we don't even have up. So guess what we have now coming up this weekend, guys? Cornhole. We're doing pro cornhole. We're doing the professional eating. Joey Chestnut knows guys. We are doing an eating contest. We did drone racing the last couple of weeks. So we're continuously coming up with new offerings, and the customers are loving it.
We have a Madden League here at DNVR. I'm sure people would love to be able to bet on our Madden League.
I'm sure they would.
That's so funny. That goes into like super users. We deal with super users, and people we want to keep getting in the weeds, right? Like, I mean, you're talking to someone, we were talking on this show last week about X Games bets, and I was betting on the Senior Bowl. And so, we like to get wacky. We were betting KBO. I've been known to bet second division Italian soccer from once in a while. And DraftKings is superior to any other sportsbook in offering all those lines. So that's interesting there. Another thing we love is player props. And one guy that's, been a bit of a player prop messiah here in the Mile High City is Michael Porter Jr. And he's such a mercurial, streaky player, and then he's been injured from time to time, that the props won't always be up for them. And I can imagine players like that cause a lot of issues for the book in establishing where's a fair line to set. Because the guy might have 8 points one night and 33 the next. So can you tell me what goes into that kind of thinking?
Well, we sure like to know when he's at his best, don't we?
Yeah.
We all would like to know that. So it's about really knowing where, his ability is for certain nights. If he just had an off night, there's nothing we can do about that. Nobody has a crystal ball. But if we know that he's injured, we may not put propositions up using Michael Porter. So sometimes we have to pick and choose, and sometimes it may be a disappointment that he may be in the game, but we don't have an over-under up on him because he may not get the minutes that night. And so therefore, if he's not at 100% and not get the minutes, we can't put up a true price.
Makes sense. No. Okay, the Super Bowl. It's so big for you guys. It's such a big night for the gambling industry. What kind of goes into it from your perspective? How long in advance are you preparing for the Super Bowl?
One day. No, really, the proposition bets that you see up on the game, we already have a template for the props that we've done in the past. So now we just have to plug in the players and teams and formulate what the odds should be. Right. The line itself is done, as soon as the AFC, NFC games are decided, and we put the line up a lot of times before that last game is finalized because there's just no way that team is going to lose. Last week, Buffalo was the last game. The Buffalo Chiefs was the last game to play, and Chiefs had that game won, going into the fourth quarter. So we had that line up on that game somewhere with about 8 minutes to go in the game, just to make sure that there wasn't, a miraculous comeback. We had a lot of our propositions up on Monday. We're continuously adding props, and we will do that probably up until Friday or so. So, when you say, is there any, do you prepare? Of course we prepare, but, we've done this so many times. We know how to get it done quickly, efficiently.
on a year-by-year basis, is there something you try to strategize, or maybe with the Chiefs you're focused more on, Chiefs Buccaneers, you're focusing more on the quarterback props? Do you go into a strategy and try to think, what bets do we want to offer to make us stand out above the rest?
Well, sometimes you don't have the weapons. When you take some of the teams out there, you may have a guy gets a couple of catches a game, and although he's one of the starters, so you got to use how many receptions is he going to have? Is he going to have 2 or is he going to have 3? When you have the Chiefs playing the Bucs, you've got a lot of players, a lot of quality players. They get a lot of catches, a lot of touches, and quarterbacks that can light it up, and running backs that also are very good at not only running but catching the football. So got a lot of material to work with in this Super Bowl, and that makes a big difference.
What's your favorite of all the kind of off-the-wall props that you guys are offering this year?
We got those crazy ones, like Gatorade and Fat Man prop, will an offensive lineman score. We've got those type of props up, but my favorite are the ones where we take a player and we enhance what he made, something additional, and boost up that number to give the players a plus instead of a minus. And I'll give you for instance. You take a Mahomes, we have him pegged to throw for about 225 yards or so. Mm-hmm. And you can bet 325 yards. And you can bet over or under that number and lay minus 110 either way. Yeah. Well, that's fine, and that's a nice prop to bet. But we have Mahomes going over 300 yards and winning the game. Right. Both of those things have to happen, and you get plus 150. We have a guy like Brady, he's at 295. You can lay 110 either way, over under, but you could take Brady to go over 300 yards and win the game, and you're getting 3.25. Those are kind of props I like, because we're giving a player a chance to make more money for less, and that's what they really like to do during a game like this.
Awesome. We got a couple questions from our listeners if you have a few more minutes.
I do.
Okay, one came in from Justin. He asked, what are the biggest hurdles to getting more variety in the types of college bets that are offered, especially college football?
Justin, that's going to come down to regulations. Regulators, some states now tell us that it's okay to book college football a game, but it's not okay to use the players in a prop. So a lot of states don't allow that. So that really comes down if we can approach a regulator and say, this is what we'd like to do. And they'd say, no, we don't want to do that. Or even before we take our first bet in that jurisdiction, sports rules are written that say you cannot take wagers, those type of wagers. So that's the biggest hurdle for us as an operator.
Yeah. The other big one we hear a lot about is people wanting in on same game parlays. From a sportsbook perspective, what is kind of the thought on that?
I'm okay with same game parlays. What I'm not okay with, and I shouldn't say I'm okay with it, what I will have to do is to offer that parlay is to put a little bit stronger juice on it. Now, if I told you could bet a team to win the first half and win the game, if they win the first half, there's a good chance they're going to win the game. That's a correlated parlay. If I let you bet over in the first half and parlay that with over in the game, if it goes over the first half, there's a good chance the whole game's going to go over. Those are correlated. So in the past, we haven't allowed those, but we're getting to a point where we do allow it. You just got to pay a little bit extra juice.
Right. And same goes for like player props. Could you bet Mahomes passing yards and Travis Kelce receiving yards someday in the future?
Exactly. Yeah, same thing. We would just have to calculate it out and pay higher juice.
Awesome. I think people will be excited to hear that.
Fascinating stuff. Yeah, the correlated parlays. How much you guys are doing in-house and really getting together with your team, figuring out, establishing things. I find that fascinating. Johnny, just incredible stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and we'll be crushing the DraftKings Sportsbook all day and, of course, into the Super Bowl.
One thing I want to mention to you guys before I go is that we are doing 2 national advertisements on Sunday. And so you're going to see DraftKings, on the national telecast of the Super Bowl. Our second advertisement that we do is about the fourth quarter of the game. We are offering a free pool to anyone, not only in jurisdictions like yours where betting is legal, but anywhere. So it's a free pool, and we're putting up $1 million, and there's 10 different propositions on there to bet. Go there, guys, and have a blast, because it's going to be a really fun fourth quarter of the game.
Awesome, man.
Well.
Great tease, and we're excited for it. And thanks again for your time.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
All right, there he is. Johnny Avello from DraftKings Sportsbook, head of Sportsbook. Man.
That was great.
We could have gone all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully we'll be able to get him on again and talk more about sports gambling.
That was crazy, man. That was really fun. To hear the props that are coming for him to spoil the fourth quarter. And I mean, it's legal in Colorado, but he's been in the game a long time. So it really sounds like, they have templates and they follow that, but they're also establishing a lot in-house. And hey, man, it sounds like he's got a lot going on a day-to-day basis. I'm figuring all that out. He could talk about Michael Porter Jr. props. He could talk about Super Bowl props, but he's also like, he just spent his week coming up with cornhole bets.
Right. And he's like going state to state, meeting with legislators, trying to get DraftKings and mobile sports gaming legalized in different states. So
he's our kind of guy. You could just tell from talking to him, he gets it. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Awesome stuff. And the door opened a little bit on same game parlays.
Sure sounds like it.
Which would be an absolute hit on this show.
Sure sounds like it. And I mean, what I found interesting was him talking about how the props that he likes for the Super Bowl are where you can get a little extra juice. And they basically are same game parlays. And you have a whole section under the Super Bowl parlays on the DraftKings Sportsbook that are those. It's like Mahomes to go over on passing yards and the Chiefs to win.
Right.
I mean, the whole section.
And if you're giving me an opportunity to gamble on, for example, Nikola Jokic assists parlayed with Paul Millsap points. Like, we know that those things are correlated. If I have to give up a little bit of juice, it's not as simple as, as it would be if you parlayed something that was plus 400 and plus 300, whatever the juice you would normally get on that. If I have to give up a little bit of juice, I'm okay with that because of the excitement.
Yeah. Totally.
We're the type of guys that have 6 props in the same game. To be able to sprinkle those all hitting at once would be great.
Well, and then it's funny that he talks about those are the props he likes most in the Super Bowl, and that he's found that bettors just want to bet on more. Well, those are the two things where DraftKings separates themselves. They're always offering odds boosts. They always have offers, and you can tell he's part of that, and they really are the only sports betting app where I can bet on like second division European basketball and second division soccer and Faroe Islands soccer. And again, it's because they're hearing what the customers say and they're doing that. So really cool.
D-Line coming in saying, I like that he called it the juice.
Yeah.
It's the kind of guy you want in charge of betting. I mean, he's totally one of us.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with all due respect, I expected him to be more one of them.
Yes.
And he's totally one of us.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
That's the business. That's the business. Yeah, no, it was phenomenal.
Because we kept on kind of asking about the sports book's position on things, and he was much more coming from a gambler's mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was cool. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. As we regroup here and get ourselves together, that was kind of like a star-struck experience for us.
Yeah, it was. It really was. That was fun.
RK about be the Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems with 7-way correlated parlay. 100%. This is how I win. It's history right there.
Yeah. It's true.
So, yeah, that was exciting because I am about to be Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems 100%. Except I will never bet on who's going to win the tip.
Andrew, that's the worst. That's one of the worst bets. When I watch Uncut Gem, it gave me so much anxiety that his parlay could be over at the start of the game. Like, oh my God.
Someone should do an alternate ending where just they lose the tip.
Oh my God. Andrew saying, pounding my desk now. One of us. One of us.
Yeah, he's totally one of us.
Holy cow, that was awesome.
Andrew also saying, Dre with that beautiful haircut. What are you betting on tonight? Always got to ride the fade.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, haircut Dre.
Haircut Dre. Yeah,
Known to go off.
We've got the abs, so that's actually a good point. It's actually a good point. You're back. Allie's back. Fresh haircut.
Guys,
we got the blessing from Johnny.
Everyone listening, I almost got a hole-in-one this weekend. And
The odds on Allie to get a hole-in-one this weekend
right. Holy
would have been the most astronomical bet you could ever make. And she
par
almost did.
3, almost got a hole-in-one.
She hit the she
Bounced
hit
out.
the cup.
How close was Spence on that same hole, who's known for his big drives?
I don't even think he hit the green.
Yeah.
Al dog. She never ceases to impress
Everyone
me.
just started screaming, and I was like, what just happened? Like,
I think
what?
I just screamed. I think I said "Holy f" like
Over and
7
over
times while
again.
it was in the air, and like 12 times.
Oh, I love that.
It was like one of the greatest moments.
Check out DNVR Golf Twitter to kind of see some clips from that. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
fun.
Yes, plus 250,000. I would have guessed, like at least for Allie to get a hole-in-one on the weekend.
Ryan and Spencer were like,
Even
we
that we
haven't
would've been
even
like,
gotten
that's
that
bad
close
juice.
ever.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
got
no,
closer than I ever
that's
have in
insane.
20 years of golfing.
That's insane.
More than that.
Oh, man. That's your white whale parlay right there.
Plus $1 million?
I think it'd be around plus $1 million. This is the second, or that was the third time I had ever golfed 18 in my life. That was the third time.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be plus
Plus
$1
$1
million.
Just like that's enough. I've said before, I'd like a fund set up that just knows to take money out my account and invest it in McKinnon over 3 points or Jokic triple double. I would also like an account that just every time Allie golfs puts $1 on horror plus $1 million to get a hole in one.
Well, every
That
time
just
she
feels
golfs, the
sound.
odds. The odds have to come down now that we know she's capable of it.
That's true.
Spencer
That's
in the
true.
comments saying,
She jumped
careful,
on it.
Ryan. At least tell the people I splashed it in the water after chugging a White Claw.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he did dunk that one.
Well, that's one of us as well. That's Spencer. Very much.
Spence also the day before had shotgun to White Claw and then put one to 4 feet and birdied it. So he thought the same thing would happen, but it was the opposite effect day 2.
That's impressive.
Okay, so the Avs are on tonight,
Yeah.
and we also have a 50% college basketball parlay boost. So let's start with the Avs, and then we'll work our way back to the parlay boost.
Has the news of McKinnon being week to week affected the odds a lot?
Well, yes.
A lot?
Not enough, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Agreed.
Not
And I think
enough.
That's
Okay.
why we're seeing some sharp money on
The Wild.
the Wild, in fact. But the Avs are favored on the puck line and the money line, minus 159. I think they were closer to minus 200 on the straight up. And in the 60-minute line, they're minus 104.
I got to be honest. I'm a little worried about Mikko shots as a prop, just in the post McKinnon era. Just because it's like Paul Millsap points and Jokic assists. It's like those two things are reliant on each other. You know, no one tracks shot assists, but Nathan McKinnon would have a whole bunch of them because he takes so much of the defense's attention, and then he passes it off to Mikko, who has a look at the goal.
Yep.
So, especially with the juice at 155, I'm nervous. Now, I'm not a psycho. I'm still going to bet it. But I am nervous just because so many of those shots are spoon-fed by Nathan McKinnon.
But I think you did see last year, Avs, that next to man up mentality was really, really there. So I think they could still be aggressive, and especially someone like Mikko in Mac's absence, because they know they can't get too far behind with Mac out. They know that they can't do that.
Unfortunately, that next man up mentality was all guys and then Nathan McKinnon. You know, you're like, oh, okay, well, now we'll just put Burakovsky and Donskoy on a line with McKinnon.
Right.
And all of a sudden, they'll look like all-stars too, because that's
Mikko
what
was,
he does.
Mac was out for a week or two last season.
I don't think he was.
He was. He did get injured last season.
I'm pretty.
Yeah, it blends
We'd
so
have to look
quickly.
back,
I can
but-
check.
What's interesting though is it feels like the juice has gone up on Miko.
Right, which that's an offensive usage type of thing, right?
Exactly.
Because if Nathan McKinnon's taking 6 shots a night,
And he is.
and he is,
Yeah.
who is going to take those shots when he's not there?
Right.
And from that perspective, you would say it's going to be Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, Gabriel Landeskog. I think Burakovsky sees more usage, in the offensive zones.
Yeah.
But it brings up an interesting wrinkle in something that we've just been
Because that's the
like
other
a
side of
savings
the
account.
coin.
Just drop some money in it
Exactly.
and just move on. Well, now we have to think about it a little more.
Right, and Saturday it doesn't hit. Then they play back-to-backs, Saturday then Sunday?
I think
This
they played
week, yes,
Friday,
they did.
Saturday.
Yeah, so
No, Saturday,
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday it doesn't hit for Miko. He's right back on track Sunday. I mean, we have to, but I've been meaning to suggest this as a segment, and I'll just do it on air, where we have like devil's horns,
Okay.
and it's a like fade the home team on something. I almost feel like the devil, the devil on my right side is saying like, fading Miko here at plus 100's good value.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's an
That could be like a
interesting-
Dre thing.
It kind of sounded like you were imitating
Yoda?
Yoda.
Yeah, I got some Yoda.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
I could do a good Satan, but I don't want to scare anyone.
Oh God.
I think we can do like Dre, Devil Dre.
Devil Dre, exactly. So just throwing that out there, but I do. At the same time, I think Miko has a big night.
Yeah, so I like the Avs 60-minute line, minus 104. Now, unfortunately, they've
Solid
been
value.
getting into more close contests in the last, I guess, that
Nathan
last
McKinnon's
one.
lower body injury costing him to miss 1 to 2 weeks of play. That was March 18th, 2020. So it was like the pandemic hit right around. So then it like was better for the Avs because
Okay, this does
Mac was
sound
getting
familiar.
Mac had just gotten hurt,
So
so, it
there
was
you
kind
go.
of like whoa.
So he actually didn't, but they never played without him, I don't think. I think he got injured in like the last game before they shut
At
everything
most
down.
a handful of games.
I think so, but yeah.
So
Well,
it is
I can
kind of
keep reading.
entering
So he went down March 10th.
in the Jared Bednar era. They have been incredibly resilient, and it has been next man up.
100%.
But you're exactly right. Without that anchor, without that real driving force in every single way, how will they react? Will they keep that up, or will it hurt them? And that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, so it says he left a game against the Kings around March 9th, 10th, and then the world shut down like March 12th, 13th. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he
right
was
when
going to
shit
be
hit the
out for
fan.
1 to 2
Crazy.
weeks or week to week, as they had said,
Yeah.
but then everything shut down.
So
So
I guess everyone's
Wow.
right.
There we go.
We all shake hands and say, all right.
just want to make sure.
Okay. I think what happens during the Mac absence is defensive goal scoring goes up.
Well, and already we saw Makar go off on the assist train, the sick goal, and without Mac, I think that becomes the real catalyst. Because now he's the one having to create, take advantage of those one-on-one opportunities, create more numeric advantages by taking guys on one-on-one, those quick passing off the point. Makar now becomes a real key, especially on special teams, especially on the power play, I should say.
Makar to score plus 325.
Love it.
But I want another guy. I want Bowen Byram.
Yeah, I've been wanting Bowen Byram
He's in there.
for a minute.
Plus 600 to score.
Far too much time in the box that last game, but that's okay. That is youthful indiscretion. that we
Yeah,
understand.
Mama said there'd be days like
Yeah, so true.
that. Where's the points at? Here we go.
Makar
So
to
we're-
get a point minus 150.
Okay. Makar to get 2 points.
That's
not available.
Lock of the night.
Mikko Rantanen 3 points. Plus 800.
Hundo. It's juicy. It's juicy. It's juicy.
Here's what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to hit Mikko shots, Gabe shots, Avs 60-minute line, and Bowen Byram to score.
What's that at? Like plus 1,000?
Plus 600.
Okay, so I'm taking Makar to score I'm taking the puck line. I'm riding with Austin, saying Grube's in net. He's played great. I like that. And then I'll take Makar over a point. I will, of course, take Miko over shots, despite what Satan's telling me. And I'm sprinkling Miko 3 points or more. Boom. I'm doing it.
Okay, Dre. I'm looking at the 50% college basketball Profi boost.
Let me guess. It's a tough night to make that work.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But what I do know is there's no restrictions.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yes, this is such a great boost. Johnny, thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
So this means we can bet anything.
Max $50 bet. Wow, they are heeding our calls. They knew that we are in the midst of a national nightmare and had to get this taken care of.
So this means, I
can't unsee our explainers logo with that shirt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was a parlay.
No,
It's just a flat out 50% Profi boost.
Straight slapping you in the face with a straight boost. Shorty get loose, blame it on the boost. So Ryan, what do you use this on?
You're my college basketball guy.
I have amazingly done quite well, including the sweetheart teaser we gave out yesterday that hit, but not in my account.
So we got Iowa, everyone's darling.
Favorite. Oh, and Press Virginia's on the slate going against the Cyclones.
I'm in the mood to gamble, just to let you know.
Hell yes.
I've been deprived for like 5 days.
So true. Oh, man, Iowa against Michigan State. You're kind of going against one of your rules, but I know we've already broken that rule many a times.
Yeah, Tom Izzo.
I mean, it almost feels like
Michigan State upset City? I'm kidding.
I was going to say, we buy down Iowa, we buy down Press Virginia, we parlay those together.
And boost it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we buying Iowa down to?
Like -3, a basketball number.
Okay. Iowa -3.
Iowa -3, and then let's take Press Virginia minus. I mean, Iowa State basically sucks, so give me Press Virginia -6.
I feel more comfortable with 5.
Okay.
With the boost, it's still
-103. It's like even. It's like even Steven.
I think we're doing this all wrong.
Okay.
Let's start from scratch.
Okay.
The reason being, we've got a 50% no restrictions parlay.
Yeah.
Or no, straight up.
Straight up boost.
So my question, I think we might want to just take one thing right around equal value and boost it, or take something big that we like and boost that to get, max profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we could build smart man's parlay, but make it stupid.
Smart man's parlay.
So take teams that we like, take them as much as we can. Or take the big dogs, take them as much as you can, and then boost that.
Buy us some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Now we could add our favorite Tennessee to this mix.
Who's Tennessee playing?
Ole Miss.
Why are they only 3.5-point favorites? I don't trust Tennessee anymore. I don't trust anything in college basketball. This is torture.
Austin, they were in that teaser yesterday too, right? Tennessee, they did right by us. God,
Kansas State is catching 18 points at Kansas.
I know. Lock of the night. Kansas State.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
So
maybe Kansas. I realized what I was doing. No, it's Kansas. Kansas is the lock of the night.
Oh, because Kansas looks like cheese because it's so much.
Oh, my God, yeah. We're just begging you. They're saying, you love Kansas State in a rivalry game. Kansas hasn't even been that great this year. Like, you love Kansas State to cover.
These boosts always magically show up in a night where there's nothing you feel confident in.
Yeah. Illinois -2.5. I mean, shoot, that feels like cheese too. Maybe that's what you do, a little cheesy parlay.
Iowa -9.5. Kansas State -18. Boosted +397.
I mean, that's not terrible.
Gosh, anyone else have any?
Yeah, we're like in need.
We need you guys.
I've been
this
liking
time.
Auburn too. I love Press Virginia. Oh boy. Wow.
Throw in Tennessee. Let's see what happens when you throw in Tennessee.
So torn.
Now we're up to +890.
Yeah. I mean, if someone was asking for advice, and they said, "This boost, should I be parlaying it?" I would be saying, "No, you should not. That's a bad
exactly.
idea."
But you know what? I'm in the mood to gamble, Andre.
You are. Indeed, you are.
So I'm taking Iowa -9.5, Kansas -18. Eesh,
Okay.
feels
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
And Tennessee -3.5.
Hell yes.
Boosted up to +890. DraftKings, take my money.
I'm adding Auburn to that mix and riding along. You know what? Did you do it already?
No,
Let's take Kansas off and substitute him with Auburn.
let's just add Auburn.
Kansas terrifies me.
I know, that makes it good.
Could I then tease and boost? No, I can't. Too much. I ask too much.
Well, you could homemade tease it.
I could. Which maybe is the play here. Oh, they got me again.
I'm in a gambling mood, so
let's do it.
I'm
This
here to
sounds great.
gamble.
Yeah, this sounds great.
So I've got a 4-way parlay here. It's Iowa -9.5, Kansas -18, Tennessee -3.5, and Auburn -8.5. With the boost +1805.
It's great.
That's a lot.
Why is mine +1877?
Let me see it.
Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa, Kansas, right?
For some reason, you have different odds than me. Your Tennessee and Auburn lines are better than mine. It's okay.
Huh. 3.5 and 9?
3.5, 8.5.
That's where the difference is coming from. Okay. We'll see. College hoops, the one area where the parlays we've been giving out on this show have been hitting. So, if historical precedent means anything,
I'm in.
booyah. Let's do it.
This could be a legendary return to the game.
That'd be incredible. The stars are aligning. It seems like we're due, which, of course, as we know, we rarely are. But sometimes, once in a while, we are.
Well, all right. And that's all our business here is done.
Correct.
Awesome to have Johnny Avello from DraftKings Sportsbook, the head of Sportsbook.
Crazy.
How we got him, I do not know.
Who knows?
But we're going to have him on again. I think he enjoyed his time with us.
I think he did, too.
I think he's one of us.
He definitely is one of us.
So maybe we'll have him on again sometime. That was awesome. Thanks, everyone who tuned in. Remember, starting tomorrow, we are going to have a short podcast that drops early in the day. That way, if you don't have time to tune into all the lives, you just want the picks, you can get the picks early. And then we'll come hash them out here on the live. It's a setup that I think benefits everyone.
Yeah. Anywhere you can find your podcast, DNVR Bets, find us or tweet at us.
So we'll come to you in short order with picks, and then we'll come hash them out here because a lot of people have been saying that there's just not enough lead time on the podcast for them to get their picks in. So
that makes sense.
If you're on the podcast side of things, get excited for tomorrow. And, of course, we'll still be here at 4 o'clock.
Tune in. Yep.
So, see you guys then.